Are you from the good Korea or bad Korea? When I was a kid, I got this question a lot. 2 decades ago, the K-wave as we know it had not yet swept the nation. This was before K-pop was hot, before kimchi was a household item, before Korean skincare was trendy. It was a time when people's strongest association to Korea was this guy. Are you from the good Korea or bad Korea? Good, I think. Before I knew the history of my mother's birthplace, I didn't understand why people were giving me a choice between good or bad that could warp how I'm defined by others, or how I define others. To be sure, growing up as a mixed Korean American was a bumpy ride, full of confusing obstacles, twists, and turns that sometimes led me to the most transformational self-discoveries. The biggest challenges I faced, balancing the wide cultural differences between my parents, I was able to overcome through bridges to supportive communities here and there. Looking back, I think people ask me this as a funny habit of relating to something they don't know. Humor is often a vessel for deflecting ignorance, while reinforcing ignorance in harmful ways. As much as this question would stop me in my tracks, it was a catalyst toward my personal journey to cross multiple borders. To understand how my mom ended up here, why her homeland is divided, and what kept us from talking about it beyond stark binaries, I moved to South Korea after college. Standing at the DMZ, the demilitarized zone, I encountered the reality of our histories frozen in time. Armed soldiers in the north and south faced each other in a surreal standoff, the likes of which have been parodied countless times. Perhaps even more ripe for satire is the fact that the Korean War, known in our textbooks as the Forgotten War that raged from 1950 to 1953, never ended. In lieu of a peace treaty, the United States drew a temporary line at the 38th parallel that has hardened into a division that has separated families, preserved conflict, and forestalled reconciliation for nearly 70 years. What would it mean to end this war? What could emerge in place of division? What borders must we cross? Standing there, I realized the limitations for enabling peace when barriers in their current form remain unbroken. I learned how the borders we put up and the dangerous policies they empower can reinforce divisions that become as literal as the demilitarized zone. I don't know how the Korean War will end, not while militarism remains the course of action. But I do know the power of those willing to take risks to cross multiple borders, the borders that perpetuate gendered inequalities, condemn racialized others, cast out religious differences, and fail to embrace difference. Are you from the good Korea or bad Korea? I'm here, with you, in the struggle for a place that allows migrants safe entry into our country and nurtures the livelihoods of immigrants rooted in our communities. What will it take to end this division, and what are you willing to do about it?